Management information systems are in fact as old as the oldest writing in the world. Excavators at Sumer in Mesopotamia found clay tablets dated approximately 3000 BC containing records from an inventory system on receipts and issues of grains from a temple store. But why is MIS a subject of great interest today? There are two principal reasons. Firstly, organizations have grown in complexity. Information is the mortar that holds together the edifice of a modern, multi-division, multi-location, multi-product organization. The second reason is the advent of the computer. Developments in computer technology have reduced the cost of storing, processing, and retrieval of data 100-fold in a decade. In addition to money, materials, men, and machines, information must also be treated as a vital resource in the organization. In fact, some researchers have gone so far as to define a manager as a transducer of information into decisions. Let us hear how managers define MIS.
MIS, it is all the data processing done on the computer in my organization, like payroll, inventory, etc.
In our company, we carry out a lot of activities like manufacturing, marketing, and finance. We gather the information, process it, and report it to the managers in order to assist them to perform their activities. And I don't necessarily mean that all this is carried out on the computer.
I think MIS just means information for management, from whatever source it may be, from the company's own records, from business periodicals, from market research, from any other source. It is information processed and delivered to management in a report which it can use for management purposes.
It isn't useful to think of an MIS in too restrictive a term as data processing, nor does it encompass all the information needs of an organization. A management information system is an integrated man-machine system that provides information to support planning and control functions of managers in an organization. Let us understand the key phrases in this definition. Information systems are meant to support the planning and control functions in an organization. Data processing systems for printing dividend warrants, payroll, reports submitted to excise department, tax agencies, etc., or even sophisticated use of computers, such as computer-aided design, are not MIS because they do not subserve the planning and control functions of a manager. An MIS deals with information that is systematically and routinely collected. Therefore, ad hoc market research or information coming through the grapevine or collected in the club is also not a part of MIS, however managerially useful it may be. Thus, the scope of MIS is somewhat restricted in the context of the variety of information that an organization possesses. An MIS refers to a man-machine system. It encompasses all activities concerned with capturing, processing, and reporting information which supports planning and control functions in an organization. In today's context, MIS is synonymous with computer-based information systems. Let us understand the nature of the planning and control tasks in any organization. Strategic planning, which is the process of deciding on objectives of the organization, on changes in these objectives, on the resources used to attain these objectives, management control, which is the process by which managers assure that these resources are obtained and used effectively and efficiently in the accomplishment of the organization's objectives. Operational control, which is the process of assuring that specific tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. The table provides a few illustrations of the strategic planning, management planning and control, and operational planning and control tasks in various functional areas. In the production function, operational planning would mean the daily task of deciding which machine should be loaded with which job. Management planning decisions would refer to a monthly or a quarterly decision regarding product mix. Accepting a new investment proposal or deciding on the location of a new factory are strategic planning decisions. Similarly, this table provides some illustrations of such planning and control tasks in all other functions like marketing, finance, and personnel. In the context of Indian industry, can we say that thousands of small, medium, and large organizations that use computers have developed an effective MIS? Many surveys of computer applications have revealed that 80% of all computer use in Indian industry is for routine data processing. Examples of such applications are generation of invoices on the computer, stores accounting by processing issue and receipt vouchers, processing dividend warrants, payroll, financial accounting. Even personal computers are largely being used for invoicing and such other tasks. All these applications attempt to automate clerical procedure where a large number of transactions are involved. These applications do not support any planning or control tasks. Let us hear what Professor Subhash Bhatnagar of IIM Ahmedabad has to say on MIS development in Indian industry.
On the basis of our experience, I can say that by and large Indian organizations do not do sufficient planning to identify what computers should they do in their organizations. Largely, the organizations depend on computer vendors to suggest what computers should do, or alternatively, they may look for other organizations of their type in the industry and copy the applications. As a result of all this, most of the applications that are developed are standard routine data processing. Now, I would agree that routine data processing applications give some cost benefit to the organization. But I think if the computers have to create a real impact in the organization, then the application choice must be made rather carefully. And I think there are a lot of frameworks that could be used to prepare a corporate MIS plan.
Information processes in an organization are labyrinthine. Without some overall map to guide our steps in studying them, we are likely to be lost in a mass of unstructured detail. There are a few frameworks which can serve as guidelines in developing information systems. One of the useful frameworks was proposed by Anthony to distinguish information needs for different types of management tasks. Let us look at this chart, which identifies a few important characteristics of information: its volume, level of aggregation, frequency of use, accuracy, etc. It is clear that strategic decisions require highly aggregated but limited information. Much of it may be from external source. Computing can therefore help in accessing external databases. Perhaps they can be used to build models and evaluate alternate plans of action. Developing such applications need modeling and operations research skills and proficiency with computers. The characteristics of information that could be useful for different types of planning and control tasks could be quite different. On the other hand, operational planning involves large amount of accurate and up-to-date information. The sources of information are largely internal. This suggests that in designing MIS, a good match must be created between the capability of the available hardware and software technology and the needs of different types of planning and control tasks. A few authors strongly advocate performing a cost-benefit analysis for every computer application. Whereas benefits of a data processing application can be evaluated easily, the quantification of benefits for planning and control applications is difficult. Therefore, it is important to choose key areas of planning and control for computer support. Another useful framework proposed by Zani lays importance on the identification of the critical planning and control tasks. For this, one must look at the organization from the vantage point of top management. The main elements of the top-down approach are: understand organizational objectives and strategies used to attain the objectives. Define key success areas. Identify planning and control tasks which have the strongest impact on success areas. Identify information needs for each planning and control area. Design a report format. Computing system design. If such analysis is done, one would find that each organization is unique, that the computer applications must be designed to complement its strengths and support the weaknesses. Let us understand the implications of using this framework in a textile unit. A textile unit converts cotton into different types of yarn, weaves those yarns into grey cloth, which are processed and sold as hundreds of different fabrics. Profit in a textile unit is dependent on revenue being more than costs. The table indicates the performance of a textile unit which is in fact making losses. The next year projection for contribution per loom shift is 52. But the fixed cost per loom shift is 66. Fixed cost can be cut by 6 to 7%, but that does not help. Revenue can be increased by changing the product mix and increasing production efficiency. If the contribution per loom shift can be increased by 35%, the company can make profits. Thus, from a wide variety of standard applications in textile industry, this unit must accord highest priority to developing a production planning system. Can these frameworks be applied in a real situation?
The frameworks that we have been discussing so far are in a sense ideal framework. But in actual practice, the organizations would have a history of computing, and therefore these frameworks will have to be meshed with whatever already exists in terms of data processing. I would say that the organization should actually review the data processing applications, find out what is the data and information contained in their files, and extract as much useful information out of these files for the critical tasks in the organization, for planning, monitoring, and decision making. Now, all this can happen only if the top management gets involved in the process of computerization.
For making a success of the MIS effort, the existing data processing applications must be reviewed. With marginal efforts, the data captured by an invoicing system can be analyzed to determine which product is moving and which region needs a stronger promotion. Analysis that will help in planning future sales efforts. Similarly, a store's accounting system can be turned into an inventory control system by designing suitable planning and control reports. Other factors that are important for the success of MIS are developing an MIS based on an in-depth organization study requires an interdisciplinary MIS team. Designing reports which will fulfill information needs of critical tasks should be a joint endeavor of managers and computer professionals. Flexible computer systems should be designed which can meet the changing needs of managers. Computer professionals must be trained to use the latest technology. Successful use of computers can happen only if top management takes sufficient interest in computerization. They should demand that computers play an important role in the organization.
I have already given my comments on your report on corporate MIS plan. I would like you to discuss this with all heads of the departments. Discuss with Venki in details. He would be able to give you useful inputs. But the most important thing is I would like you to review the proposal on implementation in the monthly management committee meetings.
MIS is not just a buzzword. A vibrant MIS can enable organizations to reach their objectives with greater ease.